want to officially welcome you all to the Institute of Leadership and Strategy, where we are passionate about developing leaders and corporate executives. And so once again, you're officially welcome to the Institute of Leadership and Strategy.
How do you build a complete institution of the sort and resign from it? And I always remind them, stepping back is part of leadership.
All I want to say is that we don't take these decisions arbitrarily or based on intuition.
I felt very included in today's discussions. The lecturer today was also very exciting, very innovative, and he definitely kept the class alive.
The orientation, the delivery has been perfect, and I am so excited.
Naturally, systems are evolving, organizations are evolving, and you cannot afford to remain static. You need to be strategic in your approach in solving problems.
The first day has been very impressive. I've met a number of people already. I think that this environment creates the right opportunity to network with people of like-mindedness and also, connect business-wise.
Distinguished executive strategy leaders, industry captains, and of course, fellow professionals, we would like to warmly welcome all of you. In our traditional parlance, we say Akwaba. Tonight, it's not just an inauguration of an association, but we are activating a movement that will dictate the pace and the direction of this country and the continent as a whole.
This evening is a response to a simple research document I came across. And that Boston Consulting Group's research sought to suggest that managers at the lower level have as much as 72% of them not understanding or appreciating what strategy is. And we felt that we could respond to that gap, that shortfall. That is our greatest motivation for bringing together practitioners of strategy to advance the cause of strategy practice, particularly in corporate Africa.
By developing managers and professionals and executives in strategy, from strategic leadership to strategic planning to strategy development to control. That is one key thematic area we don't joke with in the executive class, strategic control. At this juncture, we want to do a launch of the Professional Association. Officially, the name is Strategy Professionals Ghana.
4, 3, 2, 1. This is SPG.
Looking forward to having organizations build giant businesses in Africa. And we thought that one of the greatest tools we could use to do that is when there is key strategy knowledge among leaders who drive these organizations.
want to officially welcome you all to the Institute of Leadership and Strategy, and where we are passionate about developing leaders and corporate executives. And so once again, you're officially welcome to the Institute of Leadership and Strategy.
How do you build a complete institution of the sort and resign from it? And I always remind them, stepping back is part of leadership.
All I want to say is that we don't take these decisions arbitrarily or based on intuition.
I felt very included in today's discussions. The lecturer today was also very exciting, very innovative, and he definitely kept the class alive.
The orientation, the delivery has been perfect, and I am so excited.
Naturally, systems are evolving, organizations are evolving, and you cannot afford to remain static. You need to be strategic in your approach in solving problems.
The first day has been very impressive. I've met a number of people already. I think that this environment creates the right opportunity to network with people of like-mindedness and also, connect business-wise.
Distinguished executive strategy leaders, industry captains, and of course, fellow professionals, we would like to warmly welcome all of you. In our traditional parlance, we say Akwaba. Tonight, it's not just an inauguration of an association.
want to officially welcome you all to the Institute of Leadership and Strategy, where we are passionate about developing leaders and corporate executives. And so once again, you're officially welcome to the Institute of Leadership and Strategy.
How do you build a complete institution of the sort and resign from it? And I always remind them, stepping back is part of leadership. All I want to say is that we don't take these decisions arbitrarily or based on intuition. All right, a very good afternoon to you all, and thank you for joining the session. My name is Jeff Basse. I am going to be taking you through everything you should know about becoming a certified professional in strategy. Everything you should know about becoming a certified professional in strategy. This is an information session. It's just for a few minutes, and then you would understand everything you must know in order to make a decision to sign up whether you want to go through the professional certification or not. So this is the Institute of Leadership and Strategy. Our specialization, as our name connotes, is in leadership and strategy. Our physical location, our executive training center, is located on the Lagos Avenue Road. In Ghana, we are not too used to names of streets, so let me rather say Mensville Hotel Stretch, right behind the GT Bank. That is what is on your screen now. It's our executive training center. This afternoon's engagement is to prepare you in making a decision whether or not to join our 9th cohort, the cohort number 9 that is taking off on the 21st of February 2026. First, to start with, who are we? The Institute of Leadership and Strategy is an executive development institute with focus on leadership and strategy. These two areas are our focus, or the key flagship areas that we have been piloting for some years now. Specifically, we focus on 4 programs or key areas. Number 1 is the Executive Leadership Program. The Executive Leadership Program is targeted at managers and executives. Now, let me say that if you are not in a management position, if you are not a professional in an area or the other, you can't study any program at the Institute of Leadership and Strategy. So you are either in a management role or you are a professional. If I say professional, maybe you're an accountant, a lawyer, a medical doctor, though you are not in a management position, you are also qualified. So you are either a manager or you are a professional in an area. Technically, what I'm saying is that we don't take rank and file employees. I just finished national service 2 years ago. I am a staff of this company. No, you must either be a professional or in a management role. It doesn't matter which level of management, whether a junior manager, a branch manager, an officer, a senior manager, or an executive manager. Once you're a manager, it qualifies you. So the first one is the Executive Leadership Program. Otherwise, why we are here today is our area number 2, which is professional certification in strategy. Again, you must be in a management role or you are a professional in one area or another. We then also run executive, we do in-house trainings and facilitate strategy sessions for quite a number of organizations. We have covered 258 companies. We have facilitated leadership and strategy sessions for Bank of Ghana, for Absa Bank, for Talo Oil, for Kempinski Hotel, for Marriott Hotel. We've been with Casa Preco, we've been with Newmont, we've been with Coca-Cola, Royal Crown Packaging. We have been with Ghana Ports and Harbors Authority, Ghana Revenue Authority, etc. Quite a number of organizations, either in the capacity of leadership training, or we coordinate their strategy sessions. Then the final thing we do is consulting services. We develop strategic plans for organizations, a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan, and provide direction for your company. We just delivered strategy plan for the Bank of Ghana Hospital, their next 5-year strategy plan. And then we also consult in building balanced scorecard systems into your performance management. And finally, corporate governance protocol. If you want to structure your board and develop a corporate governance protocol or structure for the organization, these are the areas that we consult in. Just a select few of companies who have engaged us either in consulting capacity for their leadership trainings or their strategy sessions. A few companies on your screen represent our clientele based in general. Very well. Why are we here this afternoon? We are here to take a short orientation on the professional certification program in strategy. Professional certification program in strategy. And it's an 8-week course. You go through an 8-week program, weekend tuition only, to prepare you for the professional certification, the global professional certification exam. Indeed, I must say that we don't only prepare candidates to write exam. The first thing we try to achieve is to give you standard practice in strategy. Many people in management roles do not have confidence in business strategy, whether at the corporate level or the business unit level or the functional level. Just as Boston Consulting Group's research will indicate, 52% or so of all those in management positions don't have absolute skill set and knowledge in strategy. And we have been advancing that course in Ghana here for the last 3 years. We had passed more than 600 persons from various organizations, both private and public. Either they are coming from the ministries. Indeed, we had a chief director of the presidency just complete his program, director of passports, registrar general of Ghana. Several persons have come from Bank of Ghana, from MTN, from a host of private organizations who have gone through and completed their program. The first thing is to give you general and practical knowledge in strategy, where we share all the tools with you in developing strategy plan or leading strategy sessions or being strategic in your everyday work as a manager. The second one is that you could also sit for the professional certification exam, so that it is not everyone who comes to us who is interested in writing the professional certification exam. Indeed, once you are through with your course, you either writing the exam or not. Now, even if you don't write the exam, you earn an executive certificate in strategy. You earn an executive certificate in strategy from us. Otherwise, you write the exam and then also earn the professional certification from the global body. Okay, so let's get into the fine details. Now, professional certification in strategy. This is a global strategy certification for professionals who demonstrate knowledge, skills, and competences knowledge, skills, and competences. Knowledge, skills, and competences in strategy as required by the body of knowledge of the certification body. It comes with 8 modules because it's an 8 modular course. You take a module per week. The first module is understanding the environment of strategy. As I mentioned already, according to Boston Consulting Group, a little over 50%, that's some 52% of all managers at the top do not quite appreciate what strategy is. I'm sure at your level, if you are a manager or a professional, you would know by now that management is at 3 layers. The first layer or the lowest layer of management are line managers. So that if you go to a typical bank, for instance, branch manager, for instance, is a junior or a line manager. Then we have mid-level or senior managers. These are people who manage managers. In a typical bank, you will have an area or a regional manager who oversee a number of managers in his work. And then we have executive managers. Now, for those who are, the executive managers are the chief executive officer, the chief finance officer, the chief operations officer. These are people who manage their organization. As much as we've had some executive managers, I mean, CEO of Synlab went through us, chief finance officers of the bank hospital, the DevTraco, Jospon group of companies, all these guys went through us. But a host majority are either line managers or senior managers who wish to clinch that revered C-level or C-suite executive level positions in the organization. One of the key ladders or platform that gets you there is your understanding of business strategy. So I say that strategy knowledge is highly imperative for those who wish to rise to executive level roles. Module number 2 is strategic planning. Now, strategic planning is quite a technical area that if you don't have the skills or you are not trained on how to do it, it becomes a bit difficult to do. And so this is where we analyze we do a complete scanning of the environment. You would do understanding the organization, step 2, understanding the organization's environment, both internal and external. Because fundamentally, developing a competitive strategy is about relating an organization to its environment, So the economic and all the environment we consider. Then we go to step 3. The real heart of the work is what we teach in module number 3, called strategy formulation, developing a competitive strategy that culminates into a strategic plan that guides the organization. Module number 4 is competitive and growth strategy. Module number 5 is organizational change and transformation. I mean, change management is a leadership and strategy agenda, and to have confidence in leading change. Some of the time, what is planned in the strategy is not exactly what you tend to achieve. There can be some minimal variation between what a strategy says and what has been completely achieved. In managing the change process, because strategies are not static, documents, they are reviewed, they are fluid, they are emergent. In managing the change processes that come with it, it's a very skillful area that if you don't take care very well, you throw the entire strategy off board. Then module number 6 talks about strategic governance. The real custodian of an organization's strategy is the board. But really, the board only gives directives, what we call the blue sky concept. But management have to navigate the dark clouds in leading and execution of that strategy. So there's a governance level of the strategy, but there is also the execution or the development and execution, which all managers must have confidence in if you want to be taken seriously on management. Then module number 7 is an area we take very seriously. That is strategy, execution, control, and implementation. Too many organizations, and we have led quite a number of firms. Last year alone, in the first quarter of last year, We have led 36 organizations in formulating their strategy for the 2025 financial year. We are currently doing that for quite a number of organizations. We've been booked by more than 20 firms already for this first quarter. Organizations spend some good money in developing this strategy for the year formulation, or even a strategic plan for a number of years that drive the organization. But more often than not, and according to McKinsey Group, some 48.6% of all strategies do not even see the light of day. What are the key steps and processes, hardwired though, that you need to follow in order to execute on your strategy? This is what Maurice Chang said. He said, execution without a strategy is aimless. Now, the strategy itself without execution is also useless. So beyond developing the strategy, your ability to lead execution to ensure that the strategy sees the light of day. Then module number 8 is a special module in the light that this is where we don't teach you. But for the 7 weeks you have been with us, leading to the 8th week, you will develop strategic plans in teams. So all those from the financial sector, from the banks, from the fintech, from the non-bank financial institutions, they all come together. We call the financial sector. All those from the telcos, all those from the oil and gas industry, those from the service sector, those from the public sector, where profit is not your motive, but driving, you have a mandate to drive a purpose for the organization. We just got contracted by the Parliament House of Ghana to run a strategy and leadership session for all 153 directors and deputy directors of Parliament. Thereafter, we will run leadership sessions for all MPs month on month all through the year. But prior to that, we've had several non-profit motive organizations managers study with us. Either they are coming from NGOs or civil society organizations or state-owned enterprise, which is either para-profit or not-profit motive at all. Now, depending on the industry you are coming from, we put you in those groups. Then you develop strategic plans and make presentations on the 8th week, where there's a panel of strategy experts and corporate chiefs who would listen to you and be able to run commentary on your presentation. The idea is for you to have the opportunity to practicalize everything you would have learned. And we test all the use of all the strategic tools, from Potter's 5 forces to McKinsey's GE McKinsey metrics to Ansoff metrics, all the key tools you use in developing your SWOT analysis to Potter's generic strategies, from the cost leadership to the differentiation to the focus strategy. At the corporate level, you are driving either a growth strategy or consolidation, and that's what we call the stability strategy. Otherwise, you are driving a retrenchment strategy. We test all of those in your strategic tool, the alignment between the goals and the objectives being pursued by various functions of the organization. Because, folks, there's really nothing like strategies. There's nothing called strategies. There's only one strategy for the organization, and there are different components. So when we develop strategy at the corporate level, it cascades down to the divisional and business unit. Then the functions have their own component of the strategy to help deliver on organizational goals. We check all those alignments in your presentations and make corrections so you can have absolute confidence. So these are the 8 modules you go through to build your confidence as a strategy expert for the 8 weeks you are with us. Somebody may ask, why become a certified strategy professional? The first one is that certification tells everyone, including your employers, of the knowledge you have in business strategy. You see, some of you may already have knowledge in strategy, but sometimes without a formal training or certification, you don't gain recognition. And that is what leads me to my second quality or second reason you must become a certified professional. It gives you credibility and recognition, especially because it's a globally recognized qualification you get recognized elsewhere or across countries. And indeed, even in Ghana here, aside how well indigenous Ghanaian companies are doing, I think that most of the multinationals get attracted to multinationals get attracted to people who have global, certification. It of course gives you increased marketability and employability, if you may. It also tremendously prepares you for C-suite executive level roles in organization. And there's an interesting one. Some of you who probably want to go into private consulting as private consultants specializing, private management consultants specializing in strategy. This course really seals off your confidence in order to engage organizations if you want to be leading strategy session conversations or developing strategic plans for organizations. Right. Who qualifies? This is open to all persons who are either professionals or in management positions. Beyond managers who had come from backgrounds like finance, HR, sales, marketing, operations, banking, risk, credit, procurement, NGOs, public sector, IT, other technical areas. We have also had people who may not be managers, but they are professionals in their own right. A number of medical doctors have been here. We've had a few lawyers, and then military officers. I don't know why the senior military officers get attracted to. Indeed, the military training college wrote to us sometime last week, wanting an in-house session for their senior guys on strategy and leadership issues. I told you about that of Parliament already. So you may not be, if you're a manager, you are automatically qualified. It doesn't matter your background. But if you are not a manager, but you are a professional, a recognized profession in an area, what we don't take, I've mentioned already, are rank and file, guys who, we are not disrespecting you, but strategy is a high level thing. You may not understand what is taught. That is how come you have to be in a decision-making role in order to enroll for this particular one. Now, what is the course structure? And please, I'll be at the tail end, I'll be introducing our instructors to you, who are the people who instruct the course, the strategy experts and the corporate chiefs who deliver our lectures. At the tail end, I'll be introducing them to you briefly before the session ends at 6. What is the course structure? The course duration is 8 weeks, 8 weeks of instructor-led sessions with case studies. Nearly all our modules are taught with real-life cases that have happened in organizations when it comes to strategy. So 8 weeks of instructor-led sessions with case studies. Somebody's asking me, Kelly, Anna, where do we place church leaders? Is it NGO? Yeah. Churches are organizations in Ghana. They are companies limited by guarantee. And so if you are a church leader, you are leading a non-profit organization. Your case is not different from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, from the chief directors who have come from the presidency and the passport office, or the Registrar General of Ghana. It is the same thing. You have a mission, a purpose to deliver, which is not really about profit. Okay, so that's my answer to you, Kelly Annan. Right, so the 8 weeks, you are either signing up for physical class on Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with a full 1 hour lunch break in between, but 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8 Saturdays, and you are done. And that is at the ILS Executive Center located at East Legon. Otherwise, you sign up for the virtual option, which runs on Gabriel said, what about founder? Gabriel, I know you have the answer. If you are the leader of an organization, founder, you are a CEO, so you are free to sign up for this program. It is workers down there. I'm a typist, I'm a driver. Those are the people we don't take. So if you have the courage to be a founder of an organization, you are placed at the level of a CEO, so you can enroll for this strategy program. You can also sign up for the virtual option, which is Sundays only, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And we use the Google Meet platform to deliver our virtual or online lectures. Ladies and gentlemen, the good news is that you have the liberty to switch between these two options. The fact that week 1 you were physical Saturday doesn't mean week 2, if you are busy on Saturday, you can't come to online. Because every weekend, whatever is taught on Saturday, same instructor, same module, same thematic areas, same examples is what is taught again the following day online. Same instructor that teaches the physical teaches the online on Sunday, which means that the two classes are always on the same page or the same wavelength, giving our candidates or trainees the liberty to switch between. Every weekend, you look at which one suits your schedule for the weekend. For those of you who are sending questions via the same platform, the chat console, kindly redirect your questions to our hotline, because that way, even when we close, we can take our time to respond to you. And that hotline is 0244 268672. The number again is 0244 268672. When you direct all your inquiry, everything, the administrators are on standby to provide with everything I'm doing now can be sent to you via that line. So rather than send me your questions through this platform, please send your questions to that number and all your questions will be answered. I'll try to answer some of the questions myself, but you are better off engaging with our hotline than this platform. Somebody is asking the cost. I'll give you the cost before my presentation ends very shortly. All right. So can you stick to just physical throughout? Yes, we have people who come to Saturday for all the 8 weeks. Then we have people who take online all the 8 weeks, because our virtual class are as effective as physical. We intentionally put measures in place to be sure that the physical class. So when you have the likes of Mr. Peter Amobediakun, who at the time was serving as the director of port for Ghana, Takoradi Port, Ghana Port and Harbours Authority, he sat in Takoradi, took the entire course online and didn't have to come to physical class in Accra. Indeed, we have had trainees in 8 countries other than Ghana: Kenya, Nigeria, Germany, the US, China, Uganda, who took the course totally online. The good news is that you can take the course in one country, write the exam in another country, and practice in yet another country. And so that is how it works. Right. Now, I have already mentioned our hotline, 0244 2686 72. You contact us. Now, how is the professional examination conducted for those of you who will be interested in writing the exam? We have, the numbers are about half the number. We take about 80 candidates per cohort, and this is our 9th cohort we are preparing for. It doesn't mean we pack all the 80 people in one class. No, this is a strategy class. There are breakout sessions. Besides, even the 80 is distributed between physical and, online. And so that is it. Now, about half of our candidates, which is about 80 people per cohort, take the exam. The other half will tell you, well, I only need knowledge in strategy. So once you give me the executive certificate in strategy, I'm not writing the exam. But there are people who want to go ahead and earn the international certification in strategy. You are the ones I'm speaking to now. It's an online-based multiple choice exam. So you can write the exam any day, anytime. Once you have reliable internet, there's a system where the laptop camera you are using, or the iPad or the tablet you are using, activate the camera. There's somebody sitting at the exam who monitoring you, whether you are talking to somebody, because they'll scan your environment, whether you are referring to a material. Once you are caught doing anything like that, you are disqualified. But as long as you focus on the screen and your environment, there's nobody there talking to you, no material, all you need is reliable internet, and you can take the exam any day throughout the year, any time of your choice. It's mostly 2-hour, 100 multiple choice based exam. Now, it's a competency-based test. It's not an academic program. It is not a theoretical program. It's competency-based, which means there are professional questions, and the exam checks for success in every area of strategy, from strategy development to planning and formulation, to strategy execution, implementation, to the control of the strategy, to managing the risk element, the change management, and all of that. they don't pick and choose. It's not academic where there's a questions come from topic A, but it doesn't come from topic B. No, questions are deduced from all areas of strategy built into the 100 questions, multiple choice questions in the 2 hour that you'll be taking the exam. Pass mark is 62%. Once you get 62 questions correct out of 100, you are certified as a professional in strategy. And then we run the Strategy Professionals Ghana. That is, once you finish, you become a member of the local body. Even if you don't write the exam, depending on your pedigree, you are either accepted as an associate member, a full member if you have been practicing strategy somehow at the management level. But the moment you write and pass the exam, you become a certified member. So you can be a member, except that there are 3 status membership. You are either a certified member, you've written and passed the exam, or by your role, your position in your company, we can accept you as a full member. Otherwise, if you are now studying or going into positions where you use strategy, you are an associate member until such time when you certify fully. Right. Now, as I mentioned, this is our facility. We are located right behind GT Bank on the Lagos Avenue stretch, or the GT Bank stretch. There are on the Mensville Hotel stretch, you see a number of a cluster of banks. The GT1, the Ghana Guarantee Trust GT Bank, right behind it, you locate our executive, center. This is how our in-house lectures look like. For those of you who may want to sign up for the in-house. Now, on your screen are our College of Instructors and Resource Persons. First on the screen is Mr. Kwekwa Awotri. Kwekwa Awotri is a visiting resource person to the Institute of Leadership and Strategy in our strategy classes. Awotri is currently serving as the board chairman of UBA, United Bank for Africa. Proud to that, he's the former chief executive officer of Talo Oil. Proud to that, chief executive officer of VRA, and proud to that, chief strategist of the Anglo Gold Ashanti. He was the head of strategy for Anglo Gold Ashanti for quite a number of years. Then myself, Jeff Bassey is my name. I'm a leadership and strategy expert, corporate trainer, consulted and trained for over 200 organizations. Then we have Mr. Adolf Pegan. Adolf Pegan is an executive director with Absa Bank, currently serving as the head of strategy and operations for Absa Bank Ghana. Then we have Ebo Richardson. Ebo Richardson is a management consultant and a change management expert who anchors our change management in the strategy class. He's an adjunct lecturer with NIPS University, and also he was the senior manager directly in charge of transforming Absa Bank into Absa. He led the committee that managed that change process. Then we have Madam Grace Awotri. Grace Awotri is a financial analyst, chartered accountant, and currently serving as the chief finance officer of the Bank Hospital. That is the Bank of Ghana Hospital. Then we have Dr. Samuel Segla. Dr. Samuel Segla is a senior lecturer with Ghana Technology University. He's a management consultant, consult for GCB Bank and a few other organizations, and he's a key leadership and strategy expert. Then we have Wing Commander Samuel Alote, who is a consultant and a senior lecturer with GIMPA. Samuel Alote chairs a sub board of the Jospon Group of Companies, and then a former executive of Stanbic Bank. Then we have Mr. Michael Abiu. Michael Abiu is currently serving as the national president of CIMG, Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana. He sits on the board of Telecel Ghana. He's a strategy expert and currently the CEO of MGA Consulting Ghana. Then we have Mr. Bernard Avler, who is a general manager of City FM and doubles as the anchor of the City breakfast show. He comes in as a visiting instructor to share stories of companies from strategy perspective. For instance, how did CTFM take over when it comes to the intellectual listenership market from strategy perspective? One of our visiting instructors is Professor Ayaz Shafi, who is a strategy professor with an Indian university. He's also a corporate trainer and corporate governance expert. Then we have Mr. Andrew Fenning Okine. Andrew Fenning Okine served as a strategy expert with, he was the Global Chief Operations Officer for Standard Chartered Bank, that's global, and then have become CEO for Leshego. And finally is Dr. Patrick Fishen. Patrick Fishen was the managing director for Sovereign Bank. He served as chief strategy or head of strategy for EcoBank Africa for several years. He's an adjunct instructor with NIPS University. So there on your screen are the College of Instructors and Resource Persons. Before we conclude, let me answer a few questions. Hello, good evening. Please, may I know how I can participate in the lectures or from Kumasi? If you have been listening to me, we mentioned that we run physical class on Saturdays, online on Sundays. You can be anywhere. Kumasi, Takrady, Tamale, several persons are outside Ghana and they take this course, write the examination and pass for those who are interested in the professional exam. Francis is asking if you should fail the exam, will you still be issued there? You have an internal executive certificate from Institute of Leadership and Strategy, whether you write the exam or not. So even if you fail, you have it. But for you to have the global professional certification, indeed, you have to pass the exam. In the unlikely event you fail, you must allow 30 days to pass. You can't resit until 30 days time. So in the unlikely event you fail, I use that word because our pass rate is about 88%. Just a handful, 1 out of every 10 will fail and may have to resit the exam the second time. Otherwise, mostly your first time you'll pass. And your fee include all materials and everything you need to pass the exam, past questions, trial questions, reading materials, aside the slide that the instructors use. All of them are provided you in order. And of course, just when you finish the course and you want to write the exam, you go through a tutorial session. Somebody is asking the cost of the examination. As of now, it is $350, $350 USD. Or let me say, as of last year, the rate for this year is yet to come out because we are yet to take off for the year. So basically, for those of you asking questions, there you have some of the answers. I mentioned already, you direct the rest of your questions to our hotline, 0244 268672, 0244 268672. The administrators are on standby to help you on how to answer your questions and help you on how to pass all of your exam. Now, how do you enroll? You pay a registration fee. The next slide will give you our payment platforms, EcoBank or an MTN merchant Momo number. The next slide will give you how to do that. You send registration fee of 250 Ghana cedis. The moment registration fee is received, you will then receive from us a registration voucher. The voucher tells you what to do. You will log on to our website, key in the voucher, the code, the form will open up to you. You enter your details. At longest, 6 minutes time, you complete your registration online, submit your registration form. Within 2 working days, your registration is processed and an official admission letter is sent to you via email. An admission notice is sent to you via WhatsApp. Once that is done, you have secured a seat in the class. Some people ask us, when is your closing date? Please, we don't run with closing dates. We answered that question on Wednesday when we were on Joy FM. The host asked that when the host asked from us, can you share closing date with your audience? We don't run with closing dates. We run with class sizes. Strategy class, you don't pack the class. So once the class is full, 80, and mostly about half are in person, 40, the other half normally are online. Once the class is full, we cut the admission. So if the class gets full next week, admission comes to an end. If it is full next 3 weeks, the admission comes to an end. You may have to then prepare for the next cohorts if you don't get the space. So we don't run with closing dates. We run with class sizes. Now, what is the program fee? The program fee is 12,800 Ghana cedis. 12,800 Ghana cedis. You don't have to pay everything at a go. You pay half at the start of the course and pay the other half in course of the program. Sometime in the middle of the program, you are asked to pay the other half. The tuition fee covers everything. Tuition, materials, for those of you who want to write the exam, your preparation, your trial questions. Those of you come in person, your lunch and everything is covered in this fee. So you don't pay a dime again until you are done. You earn an executive certificate in strategy. Like I mentioned, this is our cohort number 9. We have successfully graduated 8 cohorts. We are preparing for the 9th cohort, taking off on Saturday, 21st February 2026. Saturday, February 21, 2026. For those who will be attending the physical class on the first week. But if you are doing the online class on the first week, it means that your class is on Sunday, 22nd February 2026. All right. There on your screen again, it's our hotline, 0244 2686 72. All right. Just before we go, we read a couple of questions. No, there are no more questions on the chat console, but all the questions that have been directed to the hotline, all necessary answers will be provided you. On your screen is the registration process or the payment platforms. You buy a registration voucher by paying 250 Ghana cedis using any of our platform. And the platforms are one, EcoBank. We are with EcoBank Legon branch. On your screen is the account number. Account name definitely is the Institute of Leadership and Strategy. Otherwise, you are paying your registration fee via mobile money. And once you key in the number on your screen, 024-160-2541, it's a merchant mobile number in the name of the institute. You see Institute of Leadership and Strategy. You pay your 250 cedis, and the registration voucher will be sent to you by the administrators, the admissions office. And right there, you get admitted into the session. All right, folks, we want to say a thank you to you for your time with us, even as we look forward to seeing you in our 9th cohort, taking off on 21st of February. If you have any further questions, you can always reach us on our hotline, either by call or WhatsApp as displayed on your screen. Thank you so much, and do enjoy the rest of your weekend. We look forward to having you in our physical and online classes. Thank you. Good evening to you all. So as soon as I'm done, they bring it down and they play things before people go off.
want to officially welcome you all to the Institute of Leadership and Strategy, where we are passionate about developing leaders and corporate executives. And so once again, you're officially welcome to the Institute of Leadership and Strategy.
How do you build a complete institution of the sort and resign from it? And I always remind them, stepping back is part of leadership. All I want to say is that we don't take these decisions arbitrarily or based on intuition.
I felt very included in today's discussions. The lecturer today was also very exciting, very innovative, and he definitely kept the class alive.
The orientation, the delivery has been perfect, and I am so excited.
Naturally, systems are evolving, organizations are evolving, and you cannot afford to remain static. You need to be strategic in your approach in solving problems.
The first day has been very impressive. I've met a number of people already. I think that this environment creates the right opportunity to network with people of like-mindedness and also, connect business-wise.
Distinguished executive strategy leaders, industry captains, and of course, fellow professionals, we would like to warmly welcome all of you. In our traditional parlance, we say Akwaba. Tonight, it's not just an inauguration of an association, but we are activating a movement that will dictate the pace and the direction of this country and the continent as a whole.
This evening is a response to a simple research document I came across. And that Boston Consulting Group's research sought to suggest that managers at the lower level have as much as 72% of them not understanding or appreciating what strategy is. And we felt that we could respond to that gap, that shortfall. That is our greatest motivation for bringing together practitioners of strategy to advance the cause of strategy practice, particularly in corporate Africa.
By developing managers and professionals and executives in leading strategy, from strategic leadership to strategic planning to strategy development to control. That is one key thematic area we don't joke with in the executive class, strategic control. At this juncture, we want to do a launch of the Professional Association. Officially, the name is Strategy Professionals Ghana.
4, 3, 2, 1. This is SPG.
We are looking forward to having organizations build giant businesses in Africa. And we thought that one of the greatest tools we could use to do that is when there is key strategy knowledge among leaders who drive these organizations.
Distinguished executive strategy leaders, industry captains, and of course,